What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? It is Brooklyn Beards and Ball Sports Show, and we've got two of the three hosts here tonight. Y'all can see your boy, who's the champ. You know, he was going through some studio renovations in the whole nine. He's flexing his muscles. He's good. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is like this. We were that close. That's all I could say. You know what I'm saying? But we that close, right?
Like this close.
Like that close, right? Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But listen, we're going to talk about it, though. We're going to get into the Eagles-Cowboys game. We're going to talk about the Niners. Your boy Don should be joining us shortly. Of course, you know, he's excited. You know, these dudes are 1-0. I'm the only loser so far this week. But, you know, it is what it is. But in the meantime, we need y'all to go ahead and to like. And let me just hold on 1 second, too. Let me get this on our Facebook. Let's get this on our Facebook too. Forgot about that. My bad, Scrap. Okay,
You good.
Yeah, let's get that on the Facebook, and then we got it on the YouTube. My bad. Okay. See, Don is usually running the controls. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm a little slow with mine today. But listen, we need y'all to like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook right now. We're also on TikTok as well. And the season 3, episode 2, or week 2 rather. And we're going to talk about week 1. But then, of course, later in the week, we'll jump into all the games and preview the week 2 matchups. But right now, we're going to talk about this crazy weekend of sports, though. It was nuts out there in these NFL streets. Sunday night's game was crazy with Buffalo and Baltimore. And then we had the craziness going on last night. I fell asleep on that game. I thought it was just a wrap. Everybody was looking, the quarterback was kind of looking trash, but McCarthy came through last night. So, yeah, he was very impressive in that fourth quarter. Nevertheless, Roosevelt, what's good, sir? It's good to be back. Thank you for hanging on and supporting us. You know what I'm saying? We've been on for a minute, but we're
Rosie,
back.
what's happening?
What's good? What's good, sir? What's good? So, Scrap, how you feel, man? Talk to me, bro. What's going on with you, man?
You know, I'm feeling good, man. You know, just riding this wave. You know, we starting our quest to repeat, to do it again. You know, so you know, I mean, we got up to a slow start, but we accomplished the overall goal to come away with the W. So, you know, that's what we doing, man. That's what we doing. Every week we just gonna get better and better and better, man. So
yeah, no question.
I'm not putting too much into that first game, man. I'm not putting too. I'm gonna chalk it up to rust. But you know, we made the plays that we had to make, and that's
yeah, definitely.
9 times out of 10, that'll get you the W. I mean, I would have liked to have, you know, pillage, you know, because that's what I like to do. But
right.
All in all, I'll take the W, man. I'm not complaining about a win, you know.
Yeah, it's all good, you know, and we're definitely gonna, you know, jump into that and talk about, you know, what you guys did, what the Cowboys didn't do. We'll kind of break down the game. We'll talk about Jalen Carter, of course, and so, you know, we definitely gonna, you know, we're gonna get ready to unpack that right now. Don is in the chat. What up, D? Come on in here, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you get a minute, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we definitely gonna start the Thursday night game.
Jesus Christ.
What'd you say, Scrap?
That fluke win they got, man. That ref was blind.
Yeah. Their win was a little suspect. You know what I'm saying? It was a little sus. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'll wait as we fit in the running back room. Well, you know what? Let's start with that. Rosie had a quick question before we break down the game, though, Scrap, for Thursday night. You know, okay. Rosie's like, you know, Bigsby. How does he fit in the running back room? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, he fits just fine because Shipley's out, and we lost Van Summeren. So between him, Saquon, and Dylan, he'll get some carries. But what I read is that we got him more so as a kick returner. But no, he gonna get a chance. One thing you get here in Philly is a chance. They're going to give him a chance, you know, to crack the rotation or whatever. But the running back room is a little crowded, just like the wide receiver room is a little crowded. But that's a problem that I would like to have. I mean, I don't mind having that problem of, you know, a lot of good running backs, a lot of good receivers. Like, the problem is when you don't have enough. So we got more than enough. So we should be good.
Yeah. Well, you know, losing Shipley, that's huge because he's definitely a nice offset to Saquon. I don't know what's the status on him. How many weeks is he expected to be out?
I don't know. I read like it was his ribs or something. So I don't know. You know, them ribs, that's like you can't even breathe right if your ribs ain't you know, if you broken ribs or whatever. Yeah, you can't even breathe right. So we'll see. But, you know, next man up. Ain't that what Don text when Kittle went down? Next man up.
Yeah, that's what D put in the chat. He was like, next man up. So, you know, it's on.
We got a couple. We got like that movie. We got a few good men. So
that's what's up. That's
yeah,
what's
we got
up.
a few good men, man. So
Yeah. I see Briggs out there. Briggs is another 49er fan. He was talking mad. Yo, this dude, let me share this real quick, man. This dude, that's my boy from East New York and Brooklyn, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Niner fan. You know what I mean? And he be, and he also very, he's strong in his political activism and everything. So we be chatting. He like, yo, man, we can't talk sports all the time. We got to talk politics sometimes. We got to see what's going on in the world today. Man, as soon as the Niners won, this dude is going all in, breaking the game down, talking all about the specifics of the game. I'm like, yo, son, what happened to the politics? Now you want to talk football. You know what I'm saying?
This is politics.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but go ahead, Scrap, because I know we know we're on a time schedule. You know, boy, Scrap got some moves to make after this. But go ahead, give us your thoughts on the game on Thursday, man. What was you thinking about? You know, what you know, of course you didn't get the pillage, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I even thought it was going to be a pillage myself, but
too.
Overall, you know, what did you see? Give us some of your takeaways for the game.
Okay, well, I mean, the elephant definitely in the room. Jalen Carter. I mean, it was horrible. It was idiotic and all of that. Like, there's no defending that. Like, you have to, like, when you become a certain level of star or even a public figure, like, you have to carry yourself a certain way. Okay, like the thug, all that got to go out the window. Now, I mean, not saying that you got to turn into a pushover, but it's just some things you don't do. Even as a thug, you don't spit on somebody, because off the football field that could go a whole nother way. You know, so like it's just some things that you do not do. So I mean, our season immediately started with stupidity and tragedy, losing our fullback / linebacker, Ben Van Summeren. Like, he's done for the year, and it's just like of course this is happening. Why would tonight go smooth? Of course this will happen. So, I mean, losing Van Summeren was huge, because I think we was going to do a lot of that power eye thing where we have a fullback, you know, leading the way for Saquon. But now, you know, we're going to have to change it up a little bit. I mean, he can create his own holes, but, you know, I would have liked to seen him with a fullback ahead of him, because I actually put Van Summeren on for a touchdown, because I thought, you know, we might do a quick, you know, fullback handoff. And yeah, my ticket was cheese toast after after the opening kickoff. My ticket was toast, so I was a little upset about that. But yeah, I mean, with Jalen Carter, I mean, I'm glad he didn't get suspended, because actually, if they would have suspended him for a game, that game probably would have served as the suspension, because he literally didn't touch the field.
Which they said
one down.
They did say that. Yeah.
So
he got off. He'll be there week 2. He good.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully he learned from it, man. Hopefully he learned from it, man. It's just, you know, I mean, I can't really say, like, me. I know, you know, more level head would have, you know, prevailed in that one, because I'm not spitting on somebody just because they say something or whatever. You know, whether he was baited or not, which he probably was, and that was a veteran move by Dak. You know, because he know, oh, here comes the local hothead. Let's get him going. Like, I mean, it was a good move, because Dak said it. Dak said, he said, I didn't expect him to get, you know, ejected. You know, I just thought we'd get 15 yards. He's like, but once he got kicked out, then, you know, our whole game plan changed, because we was like basically planning where we gonna go, where we was trying to go where he was not. So now he's not on the field anywhere. We can go everywhere, and that's exactly what they did. They, you know, once he got out, then, you know, they attacking the middle of the floor, the middle of the field with the run. You know, Dak is getting more time to throw, and just like any good quarterback, and Dak is an above average quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. If you give any quarterback that much time, they're going to find their men, because you can only cover somebody technically, you know, realistically, for about 2 or 3 seconds before they make a move and go the other way. And if you touch them, it's illegal contact. So, like, it's a real a real small window that you have to, you know, actually, you know, feel for the receiver. Like, I think it's after 5 yards, you can't touch him. So if you're not jamming them on the line, and then that dude, Adoree Jackson, like, yeah, he got barbecued, but yes, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, he's done that to plenty of people. Like, he shouldn't have been on him. You know, I mean, that.
Yeah, they probably should have put Mitchell, because Mitchell's definitely a better corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, he's our pretty much number one corner, so he should.
Well, he was on CeeDee on that 4th down play, so He was on that
but you know, they
play,
line
and
they line
actually,
CD, y'all line CD up in so many different places. Like he'll be on the
right,
outside, he'll be in the slot, he'll be on the top, he'll be down by like y'all put him all over the field because he
yeah,
can really play anywhere. So I mean,
right,
y'all had a good game plan. Y'all had a real good game plan. And once Carter was out, it's like, okay, now we can, do this times 10.
right.
We can pretty much do what we want because those short yardage situations with Williams, they were picking them up. Like the first half, it looked like it was going to be like a 45-42 final score. And then,
Yeah, because both offenses was going up and down the field scoring. I mean, it was I don't think there was even no punts in the first half.
That's what I was about to say. I think our punters was just like took their gear off. I'm like, all right, well, we can sit back and go up in the stands and watch the game with the fans.
Right.
But then after halftime and then the weather delay, then everybody kind of came back down to earth. I think it was only 3 points scored in the whole second half.
That was it. Yeah.
So, I mean,
both offenses kind of stalled there, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the thing is, you definitely make the most glaring point there. Losing Jalen Carter was huge, no question. I mean, the success, or I won't say it was overwhelming success. Well, we ran the ball effective. I mean, Sanders, like you said in the chat, he had one big run. Obviously, that made the totals look nice. Williams was effective, but the truth is, there's no Jalen, right? There's nobody in the middle to neutralize the run at all. So that changed up a lot of stuff. But I felt with Dallas, the problem was this. To me, the biggest takeaway was Jalen Hurts all day. And Jalen, what he did was really like the smart thing, because Dallas, they play good coverage down the field. I think as you look at Jalen in that game, he's going through his progressions, couldn't find anything, but you got no pass rush at all in that first half. We didn't start getting
a lot of holes.
A lot of holes. A lot of holes. So all he did, because some was saying, okay, Dallas was one of the top pressures at that weekend. They came in second. But to me, when I look at that game, though, of course I'm talking my junk in the chat. You know what I mean? But
right.
I'll be objective here. But the truth is that when you look at that game, you look at the pressure. Jalen really wasn't under any pressure other than the blitzing coming, which I didn't like the corner blitz package that Eberflus was sending. I thought we should have got, maybe some more off the edge instead of coming from the corner blitzes, because Diggs can't tackle. I mean, he came in all wild, looking stupid, coming in. Jalen Hurts looking at this dude like, yo, who you coming to tackle, bro? You really? Looking, really, like, yo, you all are looking mad unorthodox coming at me like this, bro. But the thing is that I felt the lanes opened up. He's going through his progressions like, okay. Nobody open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just wait and get a little seam, and then I'm done. I'm out, and I'm just going to run. And that's really basically where the game was, because if you look at it, which is strange to me, I'd love to get your opinion on this. Like, y'all gave hardly no targets at all. I think AJ had one target. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One catch for the game. And then, of course, what's his name as well, only had a couple of catches.
Devontae had about maybe 4 catches, maybe something.
Yeah,
like
Devontae,
that.
Right, Devontae Smith. So I don't know what. I guess the Eagles was like, look, you know what I mean? We know we got the wideouts. I don't know if you could contribute that to Dallas's coverage. I think that may have had a little bit to do with it, but at the end of the day, right? AJ Brown is AJ Brown. You could still get him the ball. But I just think the Eagles are just feeling like there's no real need to kind of like air this thing out. You know what I'm saying? Because we can
play it safe. It looked like they were just trying to play it safe. Well, Jalen, in previous years, some of those he would have tried to make some of those throws that wasn't there, and that's where lies where the turnovers came from. But he played a smart game. He basically took what the defense gave him.
Right.
And I was happy to see that. I was happy to see that he wasn't trying to force the ball to nobody just to keep him happy.
Right.
Like, I'm like, Sirianni has a new slogan for this year's contributions over credit. So, it's just, it's contributions over credit, man. Like, we're not looking for no superstars. We're looking for everybody to just pitch in. Just give us something, pitching something.
Something. Okay. I like that. That's how philosophical there. I like that. I like that. I mean, I'll say though, I was shocked the way Dallas played. I did not expect us to play as well as we did. Dak did look really sharp. It was only one throw I wish we can get back. when he had Ferguson in the seam and he underthrew him right there. Not the one in the end zone when he got hit, but the other one. It was a couple plays before that. He had him. All he had to do was put the ball up. You know what I'm saying? Fergie would have just snatched it out the air. Linebacker back was to him. He didn't even see the ball coming in. But
I think it hit Bourne in the back of the head.
It hit him in the back. Yeah, that was the bust. Oh, Dak, you got to get that ball up, bro. You had him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then of course the CD drops. You know what I'm saying? The drops was a killer, man. CD
huge. They were huge.
It was huge. It was huge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right, Rosie. AJ, we professional. He didn't pull out no books on the sideline and none of that. He just, he was real professional about it, not getting the balls. I definitely thought he was going to spaz. I thought it was, you're going to see a little something on the sideline.
It's the first game, so he probably just saving it up. Now I think if it come to like week 3 or 4 and he only got like 5 targets on the season, then it's going to be a little, a little shakeup going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna go full TO and do sit-ups in his driveway, but it's gonna be something, man.
It's gonna be something. Yeah,
it's not gonna be subliminal neither. It's gonna be very liminal. Facts. No subliminals. It's gonna be very liminal.
Very liminal, not subliminal. Liminal, right? Yeah.
Let them know exactly what's going on.
He gonna make it very clear and plain, like, yo, I ain't happy. I need this rock. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it's hard to make a lot out of these games. As far as the week 1, obviously a lot of teams looked good and did some nice things, but even with that, you still don't know what a team is going to be. You still got to get a couple more weeks in because a lot of these guys didn't play in preseason, just with the penalties, and you see a lot of stuff there with that. But overall, with that being said, I was still shocked how well Dallas played. Again, not having Carter definitely made life easier for Dak, and the passing game, the run game, everything, because that's just how much of a disruptor he is. So, but
absolutely.
But overall, and then of course the Miles Sanders fumble, that was huge. That was a back-breaking fumble right there too. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we could have, at the minimum, gotten 3 out of that. That would have made a little difference there and everything. But but to me, I say, for the Eagles, to me, the difference making that game definitely was Hurts. I think Hurts he just bodied us with his legs. You know what I'm saying? And Dallas defense still is. I don't know. I like some of the younger guys. I like the way Solomon looked. I like Nealon. Some of our DTs and truthfully, what's his name? The new DT we got from Green Bay. He actually made it
bad.
Not at all. He actually had one of the highest PFF ratings for Dallas. Him and Dak. So he actually played when he was off the field. Y'all was averaging like 4 yards a carry, a little over 4. When he was on the field, y'all was only averaging 2.3. So he was making it. And he was getting tackles. He was in there. He was disrupting some stuff, you know what I'm saying? But again, I don't know. It's hard to say, week to week, you don't know what it's going to look like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, and because I think y'all had an O-line that was an O-lineman that was out too, I think.
He had some meniscus. You talking about Landon Dickerson. He had some he had some meniscus thing where he had to get like a minor surgery or something, and he came back to play, but they said it was more his back than his knee. They said his knee was fine, but it was his back. But you could see him laboring because like between plays and like when he was on the sideline, he was just over there like holding his back, and then he just decided he couldn't go anymore. So I think that's when we bought. I think it might have been Steen or Tut or whatever the name is.
Okay.
Toff.
Okay.
Whatever his name is. Yeah. So we brought somebody in. We brought somebody in for Landon Dickerson, but like I said, we got the win. We're going to move on to Kansas City.
Yeah, got Kansas City next week, bro. So we're going to preview that game, and that's going to be, in the next show. That's going to be good. Don is asking if I miss Micah. Of course I miss Micah. No question about it. All day.
According to the chat, yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do miss Micah. I don't care what happens. I miss Micah Parsons, and I'm still fed about that trade. I'm still feeling some kind of way. Again, you know what I'm saying? You saw what he did against Green Bay, and that's only half the snaps. And his PFF for his grade was a 90. You know what I'm saying? 3 pressures.
Who did Green Bay play? Detroit?
They played Detroit.
Yeah, okay.
And and he took Sewell and just threw him, son. Threw that dude. That's Parsons with a quote-unquote bad back. And that's an all-pro right tackle, one of the best, if not considered the best right tackle in the game. And Micah just had his way. 3 pressures, a sack, and a forced interception. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's again, man. It's a it's just, man. I tell you. But Jerry Jones was watching him. He was on the Fan this morning. I listen to the local Dallas stations in the morning. And he was on there 103.5 the Fan, and he was talking. He said, "Yeah, we looked at Micah. Yeah, we watching him. We was watching him and everything."
He didn't call him Michael again this time.
He ain't calling him Michael. Now he's Micah. Got his whole name right.
Got his name back. Okay.
Got the whole names. I think he even said his middle name, man. You know what I'm saying? He said the whole, what I mean?
Jerome Parsons.
Michael Jerome, right? Parsons. You know what I'm saying? Like, got spelled it out with the letters in the whole nine. Like, now it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But I miss Micah. I just feel that our defense, we'll manufacture some pressure. We'll get some things the way we can get them, but it's going to definitely be a collective effort on defense, because it ain't nobody on that defense you got to really now prepare for. Well, now when teams come out that huddle, when they play Dallas, they ain't got to look and see, where's number 11 at? It don't matter, because he would line up all across the formation. Mike could come up the middle, side, rushing. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Quinn used to put him everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And even Mike Zimmer last year. But it's just, you don't have that threat, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, we'll see. We got the Giants next week. I think we should beat the Giants. The way they played on this week, they look bad. They look like they needed some preseason workout first. They needed a couple more preseason games. As bad as
preseasoning.
They preseasoning. Yeah,
a little preseasoning.
They're in preseason mode right now because the Giants look bad. Russell Wilson was looking trash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So definitely on that. But but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Eagles. They got the win. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see you cats again. Let me see. Let me just look real quick. When we see y'all again? Okay, that's not until November 23rd. So it's a little minute.
Week what? 7, 8.
That's week. Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's week 11, actually.
Oh, week 11. Okay. We'll be a well-oiled machine by then.
Yeah, that's that. But see, you know what though, Scrap? That's why had Dallas. We were so close, bro. We could have won that game, because you don't want, you're gonna see the Eagles. They're gonna be much like you said, well-oiled machine.
Yeah, we're gonna be a well-oiled machine.
Much better than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's it. Jasmine said Hurts keeps proving why he's a top. Let me put these things on the thing. I'm bugging. Let me see. You turn top quarterback. Yet all the haters still going hate top quarterback. Can't wait to see him continue to prove. Yeah, I mean, I let me tell you something. I think the reason why Jalen Hurts doesn't get the credit that he deserves and will never be considered like top 5 or in the categories with the Lamars and the Josh Allens and the Mahomes and Burrows, it's only because of, this is just my opinion, it's because of what transpired in college, getting benched, and then not only that, but he didn't have a great rookie year. Like, nobody really knew what he was going to be. The Eagles took a major chance on him after that first year. You know what I'm saying? He struggled. And then once A.J. Brown got on there, they gave him some pieces, then you could see his whole game elevate, because for sure, both Super Bowls, he definitely played lights out. But I think because he didn't come in the league as that bona fide star like they did, I just think that they just, anytime a quarterback got to kind of work up to that status, unless you Brady, just knock it out the park with 10, 12 Super Bowls. Other than that, it's guys are going to still kind of look at you like, you good, you got the ring, but you ain't them dudes. And I just think that, and that's unfair. To me, that is unfair. I will agree.
He beat all them too. So, I mean.
Facts. He did. He definitely did. He was benched for Tua. Yeah, and Tua definitely needs to be benched, man. Yo, I got to show y'all a video. I'm going to send y'all in the chat, man. I wish I could put this thing on here. Yo, the Miami Dolphins are so bad, son. Let me tell you something they did. The safety ran down and tackled. He tackled one of the offensive linemen, thinking he was tackling the ball, the dude with the ball. The way this thing looks was like it was so idiotic, bro. He chasing the dude down and going up the middle of the field and tackles the lineman, thinking thinking it was the running back. Yo, that joint looked crazy. I'm gonna show it to y'all. That's not
sound crazy.
Yeah, my brother's feeling it right now. Yeah, he definitely feeling it. He definitely feeling it. Yeah, Rose. Yeah, Jets.
The Jets look good. That was a good game.
Jets was a good game. Yeah, and Fields looked really good. I can't lie. He looked really good. Yeah. If he keeps that up, the Jets will definitely they'll look like something for sure. They'll look like something for sure. Yeah, they just got to keep that up. So So then we got, man. So now I know D ain't on the live yet, but he got a I don't know, I don't know, man. I heard there was some good news with Jennings. Jennings, I think he's got some good news. I think regarding his injury report, and we know I think Purdy's gonna be out next week. He's supposed to miss a game or so. And then, of course, we know Kittles is on IR. You know what I'm saying? So,
he's gonna miss like 4 games, I think. Kittle.
Right. Yeah, he's gonna miss 4 games. Yeah. Because if you're on IR, you're gonna lose at least 4 games.
Yeah,
at least 4 games. So that's the thing there. But I mean, the Niner game was, old boy snatching the ball out the air, the backup tight end. I have to say that was a crazy catch in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He kind of just
Dwight Clark-esque type catch. Oh, my fault, right? I totally forgot that was against y'all. I'm so sorry.
I understand. I would just chalk it up to you still on your Super Bowl high. You know what I mean? This year you can get away with some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good.
Saying the way he caught it, because I'm like, he wasn't even in the play for real. Like, he just came and just like, no, that belongs to me, sir.
Yeah, that belonged to me. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. Let me get that.
Yeah.
Let me get that there. Well, McCaffrey, I'm looking at his stats though. He only rushed for 69 yards and 22 carries. So that's only 3.1. But McCaffrey did get 9 catches for 73 yards. So again, for being a scrimmage guy, he still did his thing there. You know what I'm saying? And then Ricky had the 4 catches for 108 per Saul. And but I don't know. They didn't look like, to me, the problem with the Niners is still gonna be their defense. Their defense still isn't what it, obviously not what it is. They only got like 2 to 3 guys left on that whole
I didn't know they lost that many people.
They lost mad heads.
Yeah, I didn't know they lost that many people.
Yeah, they lost dumb heads on there. They only got only ones left is Bosa, I think Warner, of course, Fred Warner, and the other dude in the secondary. I forget his name, Lenoir, whatever his name.
Oh, Lenoir, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he go D with his next man up. You know what I'm trying to say? He said,
the bright side to that is they don't have to play the Eagles this year. I mean, if they make it a little far.
Yo, let me tell you something. Scrap, and we're gonna hold Don to this. Don, there ain't no excuse if the Niners don't make the playoffs. Y'all playing. Let me tell you who's on. Let's look at the Niners schedule. You know who's on the Niners schedule, Scrap? You got Philly High School. You got.
Oh, if it's Philly, it's a Philly.
Nah, they playing. Yeah, let me see. They playing
Camden. Maybe they play Camden High. They play
Camden High. That's who. Yeah, in fact, that is who they playing. I think they got them next week. You know what I'm saying? They got. Let me see who. Let me see. I think his son's school is on here. You know what I'm saying?
Eastern Chattanooga State.
Yeah. Them two. They got them in week 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they got a trash schedule, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Schedule.
So y'all definitely, I don't want to hear nothing, D. I don't want to hear nothing about, so-and-so got hurt. It don't matter. Bro, y'all still good enough to make the playoffs. So y'all better make the playoffs with that weak schedule, son. Because y'all schedule is trash. You know what I'm saying?
Who they got coming up? The Panthers.
Let me see. Let me pull them up. Niners got so they got the Saints.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a game. They'll win. And that's on the road, too. Their first 2 games is on the road. So they on the road.
They don't even need Brock Purdy for this game. I could go play quarterback for him for this game, and we'll win by at least 2 scores. Like
easily.
Yeah,
Saints is trash. Yeah. Saints is trash. So they're not. Yeah, they again, Cardinals, Jags. Jags could be a little something by week 4. They could front on them a little bit, but at the end of the day, like, nah, their schedule is still kind of weak. You know what I'm saying?
Honda, their schedule is very weak.
Yeah, very, very much a trash schedule by all means. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, what they could do is what we did when we had a weaker schedule. We pillaged and went on. Did we had to do. I mean, but they didn't do. They didn't make the additions we did. So,
Right, exactly. Thing. Yeah. That's the difference. But but like I said, I like Purdy. I think Purdy's still a good quarterback. Of course, D didn't think he's worth obviously, the
D
money.
didn't want to pay him at all.
D don't want to play him at all.
D
No.
wanted to pay him like $500,000.
$500,000. That's all D wanted to do.
For 12 years. Like he wanted to pay him Walmart salary.
Well, Walmart salary, so D
exactly.
was on some like slave owner stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
I didn't know he got hurt though. What happened to him?
Yeah, his toe. So he got let me see here real quick, because they said he hurt his shoulder and then his toe. Let me see here, because that's what I saw in the report yesterday. Let me see. Jennings, I told you his shoulder came back clean. Let me see. And Brock Purdy. So let me see. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. My bad. I don't know why I ain't got that up there. I'm just trying to find. I think it was his shoulder that they said was an issue there for him. Yeah, it's the shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the shoulder. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was the shoulder and his toe, but it was mainly the toe, Scrap. That's what it was. His toe.
Well, so hopefully he comes back fully healthy, man, and get those guys to the playoffs so we can punch them again.
Nah, but you know what though? I think again, when you look at it, right, Detroit didn't look great, but Green Bay looked really sharp. And again, we know how these football seasons go. It's a long season ahead, so it's going to be interesting to see. Like, but you still can't dismiss, at least what I feel, when you look at the NFC. You're still going to have it's still the Eagles. To me, the top teams are still going to be the Eagles. You got obviously the defending champs. Then you got Green Bay. I think is really going to make some noise, and they look really good. Them receivers, everybody, Jordan Love, they were looking sharp. And then you got, and Detroit, though Detroit didn't look good, but I still, and we don't know how it's going to work with this OC. They ain't got Johnson no more, but it's going to, I still think those are the three teams that you still have to look at, in my opinion, as far as the NFC go. And then even Washington didn't look great, even beating the Giants. That wasn't really an impressive win. Plus, they had mad penalties. They was mad sloppy and everything.
That game was horrible.
Yeah, that was a horrible game.
Yeah.
That game.
That was one of those games where somebody had to win it. Like,
right.
Yeah, that was. I'm surprised it stayed that close that long, actually. So that's more of a how, Mac Jones. We back on Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Who money, son? Who is money? Mac Jones. You lucky I'm playing the Saints. And well, like you said, Scrap say he can quarterback that. You lucky. Mac Jones. Who the heck is Mac Jones, bro? You know what I'm saying?
That was the Patriots quarterback, right?
That was the Patriots. Yeah, he trash. He was a bust. Yeah. Major bust. Yeah. So, but but the Eagles, it's Detroit still. I'm still putting them in the running, but they still got too many weapons. You know what I'm saying? And then you still have, and then Green Bay. So I think it's going to really come down to those teams. When you start getting into rounding out the playoffs and how things is going to look in there. You know what I'm saying? I just think that those teams, you'll have some sneaky teams that can front. I still think the Rams can still front. You know what I'm saying? But I still think it's just those three teams right there. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
So that'll be that. But yeah, man. But like I said, good win, Scrap. That's all I can say, bro. You guys got a lovely win there, man. Like I said, we were that close. Should have had it. Could have had it. The CD drop was definitely crucial. And it's just one of those games where for Cowboy fans, it's a nice little moral victory because we played way better than anybody anticipated us to play. So, there's something to hope to take into week 2. We didn't expect to win. So starting off 0-1 ain't a surprise. You know what I mean? We're not like, totally upset.
Y'all right on pace.
Yeah, we're right. All right, Scrap. All right, man. Okay. All right, that's it. All right, man. We're gonna end this show right now. That's it. Yes. You're right on base. Right where we should be. Right, we're right on.
Right where you should be. Yeah.
Right. You stupid,
Absolutely.
bro. You stupid, man. Oh man, no, but that's what's up, man. So, man, but anything else on your mind for NFL? NBA, any other topic you just want to throw out there, man, before we go? Because I like I said, I don't want you to,
Well, NFL, like you said, it's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Even though it's going to fly by, you're going to look back up. It's going to be week 10. So,
Facts.
I mean, Like I said, I just look for us to get better at something every week. You know, just progress, man. Just progress. I want to see how we use this Tank Bigsby, because he was like on the cusp of taking the job from Etienne, and then Etienne just had like a wonderful Sunday for me in fantasy. So he had a
who you talking about again? Which running back? Who you talking about?
Bigsby. The one we
just got
from the Jaguars. Okay. Yeah, he was about to take over as the number one, but they got a rookie that they really like, so I guess that made him expendable. And I don't think we was going to give what they wanted for Etienne. But I mean, I think well, Howie is Howie. Howie always makes the good moves, and like he could really teach GM classes to people. Like, I hope he doesn't, but I don't want nobody following his model. But I mean, Howie just continues to Howie, man. He just does what he does, man. I don't know how he gets away with it, man. But I'm glad he's doing it for us and not against us. So
Facts.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna bring Bigsby in. We're gonna get him acclimated, and get him going. Get him going right to it. And we signed Zadarius Smith, another rusher, an edge rusher. So that's
okay.
He's coming right in. And we also signed a cornerback too. I don't think that Fangio and the powers that be are really happy with the cornerback room. That's why we keep bringing in more, seeing what we got.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So
exactly. Well, see again, man, how we you got to give it to him. That's why I say the way Dallas does business and other teams for that matter, it's just not the same. Like, trust me, Howie Roseman would have found a way to pay a Dak, a CD, and a Micah, and still not have their cap hamstrung.
Oh, Micah wouldn't have he never would have got out of Midnight Green. Are you kidding me?
Never. And y'all, and Jerry talked about that today. So, he did confirm the Eagles call. In fact, he said a lot of teams started to call towards the end, because he started fielding calls, getting feelers. He said the Eagles did call. Eagles put out. I think they was off ran
more than Green Bay.
Huh?
More than Green Bay.
More than Green Bay, in fact. Y'all were. But Jerry said no. He didn't even do a counter off or nothing. He said nah.
Yeah.
He said just not nah. I'm not doing
when
nothing.
we call, he shouldn't even answer. He should have sent us the voicemail, hung up, picked the phone up and hung it right back up without even saying that's what, that's what you're supposed to do in the division, especially with a player like that. You're not even supposed to answer our call.
Listen. Bro, now if you want to talk about trading your best pass rusher for a player who could stop the run, the only way that deal would have happened if I'm Jerry, I'm like, I need Jalen. That's it. You give me Carter, you could take Micah, and we good. You know what I'm saying?
No, y'all probably would have got Jordan Davis. Y'all wasn't getting Jalen Carter. Y'all probably would have got.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's and then Davis is good, but he ain't Jalen Carter. You know what I mean? So it's like, our best for your best. That's the only way it's going to be. You got the elite run stopper that we need. You know what I'm saying? And Micah's an all-world pass rusher. You know what I'm saying? So
how he would have said, all right, well, see you Thursday. Click,
right.
Right,
see you Thursday
then, Jerry.
Click.
Right up, yeah.
Oh, he said Matt Jones. Okay, I thought he said Mac Jones, the dude from.
I thought he said Mac. Oh,
yeah, I think it is Mac because there's a Mac and a Mac. So Mac is with he was drafted by the Patriots. That was the dude that
Mac was drafted by the Patriots.
He definitely flopped. Yeah, I don't know who Mac Jones is. I don't see a Mac Jones, but Mac Jones, he definitely was. He's coming in for Purdy, and that's trash. He said, "Don't sleep on Tampa and Arizona." Tampa looked good. I'm glad they beat the Falcons anyways. I'm telling you, man, living here in Atlanta with these Falcon fans is like the worst, B. It's the worst, man. So I'm glad that they lost. So
Tampa's been our kryptonite the past couple years. That's why last year I was like, that's the only team that really worried me in the playoffs. When I saw Washington beat them and we had Washington, I was like, oh, yeah, we're good. Because Tampa, for some reason.
Oh, really? So you thought y'all would have lost to Tampa in the championship game?
Not lost, but they worried me. Like, I don't ever think we're gonna lose to anybody, but I've been watching that Tampa game a little different than I was watching the Commanders game.
Yeah, the Commanders.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Todd Bowles, man. He always has the perfect, plan for Jalen, and it works. Like it works. They beat us in the playoffs. They beat us last year. I mean, we didn't have AJ, but still, they beat us convincingly last year. Like,
oh yeah. Well, that was a bad year y'all had the year before last, because like I said, y'all secondary wasn't that great that year. Y'all lost your coordinators. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't go well. Yeah, but Baker put on he did his thing, and
everybody did their thing.
Yeah,
Everybody on
yeah,
their
they
team
did.
did they thing.
Yeah, they did. They had a nice
Offense
little
and defense. Yeah. So I mean,
defense. Yeah, they did that. I'm glad that they beat them. Yeah, I agree. Tampa Bay, Arizona actually looked good too. So yeah. We'll
I'm
leave
not
that
worried about them guys. I ain't worried
Yeah.
about them.
Well, that's
We ain't gonna
Don.
just start
Don
naming anybody now and say we need to worry about them like that. Yeah, we ain't just start naming anybody like.
No, now as far as them or even Tampa Bay, in my opinion, being like a team that
like
has
a sleeper.
Yeah, I don't even see them going to the NFC Championship game. Like to me, it's NFC Championship game is going to be either one of these three teams, and maybe somebody could sneak in there, but it is going to either be it's going to be Philly, Detroit, or Green Bay.
Well, it's definitely going to be us. So I don't know who our +1 is, but we will be there. So I mean, we ain't gonna get crazy on here. We will be there. I don't
know who our +1.
Yeah, I don't know who our +1 is, but yeah, we will be there.
Oh, D's so. Backstage. D, man, my bad, D. Oh, look at this guy. Got the shades on, man.
Yo.
Oh my God.
What's going on, guys? Listen, I heard a lot of slander. I heard a lot of nonsense on my way. And so let me set the record straight before Scrap gets off. Listen, all week long, Rod had been lamenting and reminiscing over Micah. Every statement is, but if we had Micah, when we had Micah.
Cue the sad music.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was the music could have been, you remember the Incredible Hulk at the end, kind of that music.
Yeah, see David Banner walking.
Yeah, and it was like, it's over. It is over. And if everyone remembers who's been watching Brooklyn Beards and Ball, when I talked about Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving leaving in the middle of the night, getting traded away, Rod was hard on my case. Like, yo, it's over. Those guys left. They're not part of your team. So I want Rod to get through his head that Micah is on to greener pastures, pun intended. He is having a great time in Green Bay, and every W they get, and every loss is 2 wins for Micah. Now, let's recap the score. If you remember correctly, I was the only one who said it was going to be a close game. Everyone had 44-16, 77, and Scrap thought there was going to be some pillaging. But let me tell you, it is obvious that maybe it's rust, maybe it's but also don't forget the desert. People in the desert build hotels off of people thinking that a team is going to get pillaged. It was built up too much for it to be a blowout, right? Because you lose Micah. And Rod is under the impression that he didn't lose Micah in the offseason. I mean, he is really impacted. It was in the offseason. Last Thursday was the start of the season.
Game 1 offseason. That's not your 53-man roster is already established. You already pretty much know. So that's not offseason.
It's offseason.
Hey, y'all keep going. I'm gonna take my seat. I'm gonna take my seat with the commenters. Y'all keep going because I need this entertainment.
Okay, it was offseason.
Thursday for
preview. Thursday, yeah. Thursday.
All right. We'll get it out. And I do think I will say this before you go. I don't know who's favored, but I'm putting my first upset of the week. Kansas City is going to mollywop you guys. It ain't going to even be close. They're going to blow you guys out. That is my first upset.
Based on what conspiracy, D?
Watch. No conspiracy, just watch. Okay. It is based on a conspiracy. It is based on a conspiracy, but I will go into it.
Just like challenges, if you're wrong, you lose your.
If I'm wrong,
so you want to use this now?
Oh yeah, I'm confident about it.
Okay,
I'm confident about it. And realistically speaking, really, I should get a bonus because of my pick last week with the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Because I had to get the spread.
Yeah, and I said, and had they a drop pass, Miles not fumbling, they could have beat you guys. It would have. It was conceivable. It wasn't.
I see what you did. I see what
no,
you did.
No. It wasn't like they beat you. You didn't beat them in junk. Like, it wasn't like they came back in junk time and meaningless. You know how it's like they just put up points, but the game was out of hand. It wasn't out of hand the whole time. It was a close game, and it's the facts. If Miles doesn't, if CD acts like a number one receiver and he catches the ball. That Brandon Ayuk would never drop those passes. For the record, if he's healthy, he never drops those passes.
You better go, Scrap.
He never drops these passes.
I'm going to the comments.
You better leave, Scrap, because it's about to get. There's gonna be some pillaging on this show today. I may have lost that. I may have lost the game, but I ain't gonna lose the argument. Listen, it's gonna be on.
Brandon Ayuk, when healthy, never drops those passes. He never drops those passes. So
because he don't get those passes thrown at him. That's why.
Okay, if CD catches those passes, if Miles Sanders doesn't fumble the ball, we might be having a different discussion. It could have been. So I the whole time when we were giving predictions, you guys were like, nah, yo, D, because Rob was still on the whole Micah hangover. Yo, D, I don't see there's no way. The 44-12, and you was like pillaging. I said the game is gonna be close the whole time, and I said they will not beat them by 7 points. And if you remember correctly, I said, Scrap, they better not lose to the Cowboys. And we did. Nobody says, you didn't lose to them, but you should have. If they had executed properly, you should have beaten. They should have beat you.
But okay, so my thing is, when they were executing properly, we were executing properly. So like, for every jab they threw, we threw a hook. Like, I mean, what are you talking about? We had an answer for everything for every riddle they put out there. They said, riddle me this, and we riddled them that. I mean, what are you talking about?
Mark my words. Kansas City wins by double digits. Mark my words. You heard it here first. And so I'm not gonna walk it back. They win by at least 10 points. At least.
You didn't even wait for the preview for this one. Okay.
No, I'm coming in hot. Hot. They're gonna win by 10 points.
Okay, all right. Well,
and this is today's Tuesday. You guys
keep it going. Yeah, keep it going.
All right, good talking with you.
Absolutely.
No doubt,
people, had I not jumped on before you got on, they would have thought we had that whole last season of Martin where we couldn't be on the at the same time. Have you noticed that? Like, they couldn't be in the same scene.
Martin
it's all good.
Crazy on set.
Yeah, he was. He was
just miss each other.
He was crazy. He was crazy. But real quick, Rod. Now let's talk a little bit about.
All right, fellas.
The future.
All right, no doubt. That's
all right, Scrap. Thanks, man.
Later.
Appreciate you.
Let's talk about the future of the Cowboys. What's you assume that they're going to bounce back with the Giants since they play the Giants. And Brian Daboll had confidence and reassured Russ that he will be the starting quarterback. What makes you think that they won't be able to make the adjustments and put up a good challenge against you guys?
Because their defense is trash, didn't look good, and as far as adjustments,
I don't think their defense is as bad as you think. Thibodeau and who else do they have? They have some good defensive players, just as good as you guys.
Of course, what you call is all world. Their DT is all world. You know what I'm saying? Quentin Williams is a beast.
Exactly.
I mean, but I'm saying, but the Giants still. Like Russell Wilson can no longer evade a pass rush of any kind. You get any pressure on him, it's a wrap. You remember how he used to be able to evade pressure and get in and out and duck and go between people's legs and all kind of stuff he used to do. Mm-hmm. Them days are over. He's no longer that quarterback anymore. And his arm strength is not even there like that anymore, I don't think. So he's based on the throws I see him make against the Commanders. No, they're not winning. Look, Dallas is not going 0-17 now. Okay, we're gonna win a few games, and one of them games we're gonna win is the Giants. I believe we'll beat the Giants next week. I do. I think we'll beat them. I don't think the Giants they won't. Now they may put up a little better performance than what they gave Washington. Granted, a little rust here and there. but they was pressured, and their O-line is trash, son. They can't protect. They can't even protect. And they ain't even all on Russ. That O-line didn't give him no time to throw either. So, and the running game was trash. And Dallas, for all intents and purposes, we did neutralize the run against the Eagles, who has a better running game than the Giants.
I'm sorry. How many touchdowns did Jalen Hurts and Saquon have together? Did they have 3 touchdowns?
Oh, see, here we go.
Rushing, rushing touchdowns. Whoa! Did they have? You said they neutralized, but they didn't. They had 3 rushing touchdowns. So what did your
rushing
defensive
touchdown
line?
But D, if you're rushing, you get a rushing touchdown when they're on the goal line, anywhere within 10 yards to the goal. That's not really you dominating in the run game. I mean, you're right there. So I mean, it's not like but when you look at their stats,
Williams' 2 rushing touchdowns wasn't significant, is what you're saying. Also,
Saquon Barkley only averaged 3.3 yards per carry. He had 18 carries for 60 yards. We shut him down. Shipley only had 3 carries. Okay, he had 26 yards, so that's about 7
touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts beat us with his legs.
Don't matter.
14. Right, but that's not stopping. But the running game, when you say stopping a team's running game, you don't include the quarterback in that. You can include the running back who's.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Jalen Hurts.
You don't start making up. No. We don't make up. We don't start making up rules as to if you have a running quarterback, you have to include him.
That's only if it's scheduled plays. But that's if it's premeditated plays. Jalen Hurts was running.
Who said that?
D. That's how.
Right.
D. That's how it goes. You're not going to stop. Okay, so how do you scheme against a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, guys that run the ball like that, or even Hurts? So you think you're going to still neutralize them in their running game? You still think you're going to stop because remember, the quarterback is only supplementing the running game. He's not like Derrick Henry is the running game. And then you got Lamar Jackson who supplements that. Okay. So Lamar Jackson adds 65, 70 yards to 135-yard day. Okay. Clearly you didn't stop the run because you didn't stop Derrick Henry. But if a quarterback gets off with some broken
if the quarterback
and he runs, that's not
that same thing.
Don't count that.
With that same thought, if that quarterback runs in for a touchdown or several touchdowns, then you didn't neutralize anybody. Listen, everything's not a broken play. Everything's not a broken play.
To run that
the job of the defense,
that touchdown, both touchdowns. He evaded the pressure and was able to take a lane and walk in.
Right.
Those wasn't no read options.
What is the job of the defense to do? Stop all offensive players, correct? Yeah. Or you omit the quarterback.
Okay. So
what is the job of the defense?
Okay, let me ask you something. Okay. Purdy's used his legs before. He's somewhat of an elusive quarterback from time to time. He could get out the pocket. He could run, make some throws on the run, and he could also run for a first down and do a little something with his legs, right? So let me ask you this: when a defense is playing and they say we got to stop the run, are they thinking about Purdy or are they thinking about CMC? Because that's where I'm saying the running back who gets scheduled where you have blocking schemes for a running back.
Are you comparing Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Daniels, Jalen Hurts to Brock Purdy as a running quarterback?
Okay.
That is a terrible example.
Okay. All right. Okay. Granted. I was putting more emphasis on CMC. Granted, all those guys you just named, Daniels, Allen, Hurts, Lamar, fine. Give them all. Right?
The defense plans to stop them from running.
Right.
They want to make all of them pocket quarterbacks.
Yeah, but D, to make them pocket quarterbacks, right? So if you make him a pocket quarterback, that means what, right? You're trying your best to avoid from them being able to improvise, which is where their strengths are, and then sometimes they do have scheduled plays where they do run a deliberate run play for the quarterback. It's not a lot because they don't want to get their quarterback hurt. But if a quarterback ends up rushing for 65 yards and say
a touchdown or two,
55 of those 65 yards came off of just broken plays. He's running. That's not something you don't say, oh, the defense couldn't stop the run. That you can't say that.
If it's that many broken plays, that if an offensive player maximizes on that many broken plays, that means the defense is broke. The defense is broke.
Why is the defense
If Jalen Hurts, if Jalen Hurts can continue to run on you guys, right? Everything. The point of the defense is to put enough pressure on him to either sack him, force him to make an error throw, intercept the ball. If he is then running, right? And if you look at how they ice the game, right? Yeah. Everybody's back, and to your own admission, everybody's back is looking as if Jalen Hurts is going to throw a bomb and put the ball in harm's way. And what did he do? He used his legs.
But that was a deliberate play. That was a deliberate play. But
so we don't count deliberate plays.
No. What I'm saying is that when you talk about a defense that's not stopping the run, you can't factor in a quarterback. You can't say a team can't stop the run because they couldn't stop a quarterback who knows how to create plays with his legs. That's not that you can't put that on the defense per se, because again, a lot is going in on that. Now, when you talk about stopping a running back, when you talk about the deliberate run plays, where you got a run blocking scheme, whether it's a zone block, pin and pull, you know what I'm saying? Guys blocking up field, like all those different, that's different. That's somebody who can't stop the run. Like not stopping the run, you can't blame your defensive tackle if Lamar Jackson is running all over the place and he's breaking pocket and breaking contain and he runs for 40 yards. That's not you. I mean, you can't say, oh, that defense is not good. They can't stop the run. But yet, if they hold Derrick Henry to 60 yards rushing, but Lamar gets 80, then you know what? You're gonna say, you know what? We did a good job against the run because the run is centered mainly around Derrick Henry, who is a legit running back. So I'm just trying to say,
I disagree with that. I disagree with that premise.
How?
I disagree with that premise.
How do you?
I think you have to. So I think in Baltimore's case, there's obviously different teams' construction is different. But in Baltimore's case, they are just as concerned about Lamar Jackson as they are with Derrick Henry. Lamar Jackson can easily rush just as much as Derrick Henry, and he has the ability to throw it downfield. So you have to be able to. What did you just say? So
what's the key word you just said? You just said it. And have the ability to throw it downfield because he's what? A quarterback. So the main thing you're trying to do with Lamar Jackson is you're trying to stop him as a quarterback who's throwing the ball, because the main key is.
So Lamar Jackson is more. Let me get this straight from you.
Yeah, he had 41 touchdowns last year.
Lamar Jackson is more dangerous, in your opinion. Lamar Jackson is more dangerous in the pocket or outside of the pocket?
He's clearly more dangerous outside of the pocket, but that doesn't mean that he's still any less effective as a quarterback. He threw for 4,400 yards last year.
Who was the?
What I'm saying is a defense.
The coach GM that said he wasn't good and he regrets it every year. Who was the guy that said that he was? They wanted to convert him to a running back. Whenever a quarterback, they tell them, he was a major guy for the Colts. Anytime they tell a quarterback and they want to, when they're coming up and being drafted, to convert to a running back, that lets you know all you need to know. Lamar Jackson is more effective dangerous. With his legs.
That's a weapon. That's a weapon. It's really a weapon that Lamar has as a quarterback. Definitely, like Randall Cunningham had. Okay, I mean, heck, Steve Young was a very good runner, as was John Elway. But they were also. But at the end of the day, you're trying to stop them from being quarterbacks first, because they also had good running backs as well. So I'm saying, D, if you played the Baltimore Ravens, right, which y'all have, you remember the beatdown y'all had? We won't use that. We'll leave that game alone. I'm just saying, you play them, right, and Derrick Henry rushes for, say, 65 yards on 21 carries, right? You could say, you know what? Know what people will say? They're gonna say the Niners did a good job stopping.
What did Lamar do? No. What did Lamar do?
Lamar does.
Say that. Lamar rushes 450 yards.
Lamar rushes for 85 yards. But out of those 85 yards, 71 of those yards were where he was able to break containment and able to run. So again, at that point, they're not focusing on the whole defense is not focusing on the run. Huh? You can't say
stopping the run. That's what I would get out of that game.
No, nobody will say that. Nobody's going to say, oh, the Niners defense was not able to stop the run.
I will.
When it was broken plays where he broke containment, when the whole defense is not focusing on stopping the run.
We gave up 150 yards rushing or close to it based on your example. We failed stopping the run.
On one player? Oh, you talking about combined? But D, you got to put those numbers in perspective, though. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't take those numbers.
This is all
that's like somebody
from the fact
who got blown out in the game, and all of a sudden
this
they
is
scored.
All from the fact that you want to defend the Cowboys. You're trying to defend. This is
we
all
did a good
you
job
trying
against
to
the
defend
run.
the Cowboys.
D,
no, you didn't.
D,
you did not.
D, they only had
two players had 3 rushing
14
touchdowns.
carries.
You did not do good against the run.
How do we not do good against the run, D?
Right.
When you put that in context,
the bulk of their scoring came on the ground, did it not?
D, it came in when they was in
a game where
in the end zone. 10 yards from the end zone.
This is right. This is all you need to know. In the game where AJ Brown and Devontae Smith have five attempts towards them to combined, they beat you with rushing the ball. I don't understand how that's a hard concept. You went through all this defense talking that Lamar is now, people don't worry about Lamar's legs. They worry about Derrick Henry just to defend the Cowboys. You are back.
No, but that, you mean there's no merit in that?
Drinking the Jerry juice. You're drinking the Jerry juice again. They want to stop the run game, period.
Right.
Because that is a running tandem. Game.
But D, it's harder. But when you think of it schematically, and when you talk about just the idea of how a defense is constructed to stop aspects of a team's offense, when you're talking about a running quarterback like the guys we just mentioned, yeah, you could put a little spy in there or somehow try to contain this, that, and the third.
They do RPOs, what do they want when a team that has a mobile quarterback runs an RPO? What do they tell the defensive players to do? Completely smash the quarterback because he's a running back. Yes or no?
But again, that is a design play. Those are not. We're talking about what Jalen Hurts did the other night. Were not design plays. So stopping the run, you can't stop the run. You can't even stop a pass play if it's broken down and the progressions are all failed and the quarterback is scrambling and then just heaves the ball up all of a sudden 45, 60 yards down the field and somebody makes a butterfly catch like Ayuk did in the game. You can't plan to stop that. That there's no watching film on how to now when he spins and pirouettes. I'm talking about the catch he made against Detroit in the playoffs. I know. This is how we're gonna stop it. If he pirouettes 4 times to the left and then he does a cartwheel to the right, then we're gonna make sure we sit. Like you don't know what's gonna happen when the play breaks down. So you can't necessarily you can't say a defense isn't good or didn't stop the run. They stop design runs. You can only stop what's designed. You can't stop if it's broken down. That's why the more dangerous players are the ones that can break
Rosie, thank you, Rosie. Right. Rod is doing this to defend the Cowboys' loss. All of this is based off of that.
Saquon Barkley had how many yards last year? Was he considered the best running back in the league last year?
He was.
Was he not?
He was.
He was. Okay. All right. And we know and we expect great things from Barkley again this year, right? For all intents and purposes. We expect, barring injury, anything, he's expected to have another good season this year. Okay. He rushed for 18 carries. He had 18 carries and rushed for 60 yards, D. That's 3.3. Okay. And his longest was a 16-yard run. All right.
Okay. So whether he rushed for 300 yards or 30 yards, did he score?
D, he had 2 touchdowns on the ground. But D, those touchdowns, again.
I don't want to hear it then. That's what he did. Right. That's how you win the game. Hello, You play to win the game. You have to
I'm
score a
talking
touchdown to
But
win.
just because you score, so okay. So let me ask you this: if you stop Derrick Henry, Henry had 18 carries for 63 yards, but he had 3 touchdowns. Okay, and y'all win the game. Did y'all stop the run or no? You gonna say you didn't stop the run? You didn't neutralize the run at all?
He had 3 touchdowns and won the game.
But they were 1-yard runs. But they were 1-yard runs to the goal line. You're not most likely you're not gonna stop a guy at the 1-yard line in most cases. So you're gonna say that was a poor defensive performance against the run if he averages barely 3 yards a carry, but yet he had 3 touchdowns from the 1-yard line. And again, see, you think in fantasy, that's your fantasy mind. That's the fantasy football.
No.
That's exactly what that is.
It's not fantasy.
That's fantasy.
So tell me this. Lamar Jackson, or if we're using Derrick Henry, but this is all based off of you defending the Cowboys. How many passing yards did Jalen Hurts have? Because we're spending way too much time on this defense of the Cowboys. It's a loss. Take the loss like a man. Okay.
He was 19 to 23, which is very efficient. 152 yards. He only averaged 6 yards.
Whoa. Stop right there.
What?
So 152 yards passing. So he didn't beat you with the pass. Yes or no?
No, he did not.
My son and I could throw for 152 yards today. So 152 yards didn't beat anything. Did he throw any passing touchdowns? Could you please remind us if he threw for any pass? Okay, so I want to present to the court, how did the Eagles score their points? Could you please tell us?
They scored their points off the run.
Can you
but
tell
just because they scored on the run don't mean that they had an illustrious rushing game like that.
Who said illustrious?
They didn't have an illustrious rushing game.
Illustrious. Why do we use illustrious?
I mean, I'm just trying to say, you act like they dominated on the ground, and they did not. They just happened to get key runs at key points. That's what it was, and that's what Jalen did.
All of their points on the ground. So I guess it was illustrious. I guess it was. Using your words, I guess it was illustrious. All your points were scored on the ground. You didn't. Your number 1 and number 2 receiver didn't get the ball, and you ran it. They beat you with the run. Accept it. 2 things I want to. 2 takeaways from this show. Micah is no longer a Cowboy. I want you to come to grips with that, and that the Eagles ran and dominated you with the run. They scored all of their points.
No, that's your key word. Dominate. They did not dominate us with the run, D. Know who got dominated in the run? Buffalo the other night. Derrick Henry ran like a madman. That's getting dominated in the run.
Lamar Jackson ran really well. And Lamar Jackson ran really well too.
He did. But the defense is going to be said. It's going to be said for people when they look at that game that they could not stop the run, which means they couldn't stop Derrick Henry.
Right.
It's Derrick Henry is a running back, so he runs the ball. He ain't passing the ball.
Right.
He's only doing one thing.
You can't say dominate and lose in the same sentence. You can't.
D.
In history, there is no time that someone has dominated and lost. You can't say dominate. You can't say with any pride and air in your lungs, we dominated, but yet you lost. Yes, if you look at just the stats, they were very impressive. They dominated, but they lost the game.
Right. We know we lost the game. Well, I'm not here to argue the result of the game.
Well, yes, you are. You actually are here to.
No. I'm arguing how we played in certain aspects of the game and our effectiveness in terms of what Dallas did. To your point, you just said it. When Scrap was on here, we could have won. If it wasn't for the drops and the fumble, we could. So when all of a sudden now it's, you got dominated. You took a loss. It was still an L no matter what happened. No, we didn't lose that game because of the runs, because they didn't dominate us in the run. Right. It was CD's drops and it was a fumble by Sanders. That's what was the turning point in that game.
That's remember somebody saying, I'm not drinking the Jerry juice and I'm done with the Cowboys.
Oh, you love Jerry now, man.
I'm not even going to wear, listen, I don't even know if I'm going to wear any of my Cowboys.
I'm wearing a church shirt. Look, I'm promoting Jesus.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Show and I ain't even got a sports gear on. You got at least the Brooklyn Nets going. Man, I need to get some Laker stuff going on. Need to get some Lucas. I did buy a pair of Lucas the other day. I got some Lucas. Maybe I'll put those and sit those up here in the back. And
you know who has some good looking sneakers, man? They
What?
sold out really quickly. Ja Morant. His sneakers actually
really.
They look nice. They're pretty. They're fire. But I think as soon as they came out, they sold out. I mean, I'm not in the market for sneakers, but yeah, they look pretty nice. They got some really pretty dope colors. I say all that to say, long story short, you guys, it's only week 1, right? So
it's only week 1.
That's the positive thing. If a team runs and rushes for 3 touchdowns, if you just heard, right?
Oh Lord.
Just if you didn't know the teams, take the star off the helmet, take the eagle off, and you heard that a team rushed for 3 touchdowns and only threw for 150 yards, what would you say? How did they win? They dominated doing what?
Yeah, if they rushed for 150 yards. Yeah.
No. I didn't say that. I said they threw for 150. I said if you heard that a team threw for 150 yards but rushed for 3 touchdowns, how would you say that team won? How would you balance or give a description?
No, I would say, what did they do? What would they? Because again,
you wouldn't say
no. I'm gonna tell you what. No, because D, you're looking at again your fantasy. This is all fantasy.
It's not fantasy.
This is the mindset of a fantasy player.
Because no, it's not fantasy.
Because
okay, Ryan Clark. This is you give him you talking down on. This has nothing to do with fantasy.
It's fantasy.
And Ryan Clark, by the way,
fantasy people talk. All they talk about is points, but they don't talk about. They don't put yardage in context. Like they don't put how perhaps one play could end up getting a team into scoring position where now it makes that rushing touchdown more effective or more easy. So if you scoring in, so if you get a big play or pass interference call or something down there, now it's 1st and goal, and now you give it to the running back and you score, and you go, oh, see how we dominated in the running game? Because 3 times there was 3 touchdowns on the run, but you're not putting in the context. How did they get down there? How did they move down the field when the running back was able to score? Did he rush from 40 yards out and score? Was he going up and down the field like he was in practice with nobody playing with him on the field, just running crazy like Derrick Henry did the other night? Like that's what you call a defense that struggled against the run. We didn't struggle against the run. It was because Jalen Hurts was able to use his legs to break plays, or when the play broke down, rather, he was able to make something happen. He made it happen with his legs.
How much was the total? That's it. How much was the total rushing yards against your team? And then we can move on. How much was the total rushing yards against the Cowboys? What are you looking down for? You already see the number, right? What are you looking down for? You see the number. Tell me what the number is.
D.
Case closed. See, everybody?
No.
He just spent the last 15 minutes.
It's 158 yards rushing, but that's but D.
I'm done.
150, but 62 of those 158
I don't care
yards
about 62.
Are broken plays.
100
broken plays.
Somebody said so. Rod, now we're breaking down what a broken play is.
D, when you study film, that's what you look at. You look at you can't just. You have to look at what happened. Why did the quarterback was able to rush for 62 yards? Well, let's look at this, right? The way the pass rush, we didn't keep containment. There's a lot of things that went into Jalen Hurts being able to utilize his legs. So, I mean, because the defense is focusing on what? The passing initially. When the quarterback drops back to pass, D.
So how did you guys lose? Let's just get this. How did you guys lose?
CD's dropped, Miles Sanders fumbled. That's how we lost. We essentially beat ourselves in that game. And you said as much. You said it
for Scrap to get off. You wait for Scrap to get off, and then you say this.
What?
Scrap. I'm not an Eagles fan. Clearly, we know this. But I want to say, if a team scores all of their points rushing, they have more points.
That's not true.
I mean, more yards rushing than they do passing. That all says they won on the run.
But that's because of a quarterback who uses legs to improvise. So you can't hold it against a defense to say that they're not good against the run when they already have an all-world running back in Saquon Barkley, who you have to focus your attention on in terms of stopping scripted plays for him to stop and neutralize him. If a quarterback is breaking plays down with his legs and he's utilizing his legs, that's a harder thing to stop. Defenders got their backs to the quarterback. They're running down the field. You understand what I'm saying? They're trying to play the coverage depending on what you're in. Like, a lot goes into a quarterback deciding to say, hey, I'm abandoning this play and I'm going to use my legs and make something happen, which is what all these running quarterbacks do. You can't blame that on the defense per se. The defense did what they were supposed to do as far as neutralizing Saquon Barkley, who is what? The running back. But if a quarterback just starts to break containment and he's rocking with his legs, which is what Jalen Hurts did, okay, we can make some adjustments and try our best to neutralize that. But at the end of the day, D, you can't blame a defense and say, oh, y'all got smashed against the run. The run dominated. It was 158 yards. Yeah, but 60 of those yards came on busted plays where he ran. What do you want the Dallas defense to do? They can't stop that. So I'm saying that what you're saying, you can't just look at the end result and say, oh, y'all dominated and they dominated the run because they scored 3 touchdowns. Yeah, but if there's a punt, so in other words, if you punt the ball, the punter, the receiver fumbles the punt, now they got the ball inside the 5, there's a touchdown. Now it's that's a touchdown. That's, see, they couldn't stop the run. Would you not put it in context? I'd even got down to the goal line. That's all I'm saying. Put it in context.
Okay. All right, no problem.
That's all. That's
no
all
problem.
I'm saying. All right. Well, what say you about your Niners? You didn't talk about them. What's your thoughts?
I think I've been saying it since the injury of next man up. I think we will be fine. If we have to deal with injuries, right? Better early in the season than later, right? And I think from a standpoint, like I explained to you, our offense is based on precision. It's not based on, we don't need a mobile quarterback. Really, we don't.
No, you don't.
Is which quarter mobile quarterback? The one that won the MVP in Atlanta? Is he mobile? Who's the guy that under Shanahan? Matt Ryan. Is he a mobile quarterback? Yeah.
No,
is he a mobile quarterback? The answer is no. And he got an MVP that season. So all you have to do is have the receivers in position to score, right? And if you scheme them open, they'll be fine. Mac Jones, if Brock Purdy, of course, I want him to play, but if Brock Purdy is out for a week, better rest up and get healthy than to try to play on it and it get worse, right?
I agree.
If Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones is good enough for us to get a W. I think we'll have CMC. It'll be next man up in the tight end position, right? I think the receivers, we just signed Kendrick Bourne. He has decent hands. They'll get him going. It doesn't look like Jennings' injury is not significant, so he'll probably be out there. And let's remember, Kittle will be out till week 5 or 6, right? Let's say week 6.
Yeah, because he's on IR.
By then, Brandon Ayuk will be back. That's the hope. You might get, let's say you get both of them. Let's say you're able to somehow have a 4-2 record in the first 6 weeks, and you get Brandon Ayuk and Kittle back.
Well,
then and CMC stays healthy. What'd you say?
You should be 6-0 with that schedule.
Okay, whatever. 4, it doesn't matter. We are undefeated, and you guys haven't lost. You guys haven't won a game, okay? So that's where we're at currently. But what I'm saying is, next man up, I think we'll be fine. One game at a time. We just need to handle New Orleans, hopefully be as healthy as possible. I know you said the defense didn't look good, but the defense has some pop now that Saleh is back, and I think it's only going to get better. Yeah. It's only going to get better. And if Mac Jones plays, first of all, Mac Jones can get the ball to the receivers. He's going to depend heavily on, he's not going to improvise. He's going to depend heavily on whatever scheme Kyle sets for him, which will be a benefit to us. Line on line, precept on precept. He's just going to do whatever Kyle tells him, and he's going to get the ball to, if I'm supposed to throw him open and he should be there, that's where I'm throwing the ball. So he's not going to do anything crazy because he's coming and he's a backup, and he might be playing like Sam Darnold playing for his next team. He's going to look as good as possible in that offense. He's going to, the passes are going to be sharp. He's going to get it to those receivers. He's not going to take a lot of risks. So I think if we have to go to Mac Jones this week against New Orleans, I think we'll be just fine. CMC will have a great game. He'll be more efficient. I think Mac Jones will be, and I think he played with Kendrick Bourne in New England, if I'm not mistaken. So there's some chemistry there. I think they'll be fine this week. I think they'll be just fine.
Well, I mean, look, he's got way better weapons in San Fran, Mac Jones, that is, than what he had in New England, right? So, I mean, granted, so that's clearly an upgrade. So he should be able to take advantage of, like you say, if he does what Kyle says do, then yeah, we should see that. You know what I'm saying? But
I think
again, it's for the Niners, it's really because y'all really don't have any competitive games like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you'll scrap with your division guys. You'll scrap with the Rams. I think you'll probably split with them. And you could have lost this game right here with Seattle. You know what I'm saying? So,
Did we though? Did we?
No, but you could see. No, but didn't you just say Dallas could have won? That was Trump. Then they could have. That was Scrap's response. Like, hey, but did they win? Right? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You saying we could have won? We very well could, and we beat ourselves in a lot of ways with what we did with the drops and the fumble. That's all I'm saying. We
won, and we willed ourselves to win in a lot of things with the pass and the catch and the extended play and the defense.
The game was close. You don't think that game could have still won anyway? You don't think the Seattle could have still pulled that game out?
Sam Darnold
I don't think they did anything. Huh?
Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he was. Well, look, I mean, Darnold played lights out last year in Minnesota. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe he was a product of that offense, product of the coach. So
it's still early. Listen, it's still early. I agree with you that y'all can, again, you're not playing anybody. You're playing the Saints. They didn't look good at all. You know what I'm saying? New coach, Kellen Moore. He's got to figure it out. I don't even know where their quarterback is. You know what I'm saying? It's they're trash. Spencer Rattler, like no chance. No chance. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no chance there. Yeah, y'all not gonna rock there. And think about it, Arizona barely beat them, so it just goes to show that what they're not even about. They only scored 3 points in the second half, so they got shut down. So maybe they'll build from that. You know what I mean? They might have made some adjustments. They'll build in that and take that into the 49er game. Who knows?
But it looks like one. It's week one. There was a lot of surprising low-scoring games. I mean, look at Cincinnati and Cleveland. That was a really shocking game. I mean, Jamar Chase didn't get off at all, really, and Joe Burrow didn't. So I think it's week one. You take the W if you get it, right? However it comes, hook or crook, and you just build on it. And if you have to deal with injuries, now. Obviously, you don't want to deal with injuries, but if you have to, better week one. Since we don't have a bye week until I think week 14. So let's get as many W's as we can and pace ourselves. Hopefully, stay as injury free as possible, and hopefully have our team fully stocked when we need to, pushing for a playoff. Hosting. NFC Championship game, whatever it is, playoffs for sure. But of course, looking to get as many victories as humanly possible.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, y'all shouldn't have. If the Niners miss the playoffs this year, it's time to blow the team up. Yeah, it's time for Shanahan to go. It's time to blow everybody up, and you trade Warner.
Why is everything? Why is it all on? What about the Cowboys? Why is it
Dallas? Dallas is where they are. We already know the fate of the Cowboys. Last week determined that, and I'm talking about before the game.
So your season is over as you see it.
For all intents and
purposes. So you're flip-flopping. You said we are. Could have won, and we beat ourselves.
Dallas is going to
go. The season's over.
6-11 for the Cowboys easily. Yeah. D, have you seen our schedule? D, have you seen have you seen? Do
you
want
play
to
us?
read these?
Do
you
you
want
play
to
us?
see? No, we don't even play y'all.
Okay,
we don't play
guys
y'all.
are good then.
Okay,
That's
all right.
one,
We got the
that's
Giants
one
next week.
more victory you potentially could have.
We could be 2-1 by week 4 because after the Giants, we got the Bears. Maybe. And
all right,
Williams
Bears are going to beat you. Bears are going to beat.
Yeah, they might. And we're in Chicago, so you know what? And you're right.
They're going to beat the honeycomb out of you guys. They're going to beat you. By Ben Johnson, let me tell you. I don't know about the.
He's ready to trade Williams. He's ready to trade him.
No.
He was not happy with him at all.
Williams, listen. Williams has the intangibles that I think overall. Give it some time. Ben Johnson, that offense looked different than it did last year in game 1. They were moving the ball good.
That only now, one. Caleb, that's the first drive. After them,
that wasn't the
plays,
only.
That was it.
No, that pass to Rome Adunze on the sideline, that was spectacular.
He made a good throw, but he missed so many wide open guys. That's why Ben Johnson was so angry on the sideline yesterday, because he was checking down and had guys wide open in the middle. They were showing it, and Troy Aikman was saying it was like, man, I mean, he had so and so right down the seam wide open. It was like Ben Johnson, like, yo, bro, you messing up my masterpieces here. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
you guys, you think that you'll beat up on the Bears, is what you're saying?
I didn't say beat up on the Bears, but I mean we could sneak a win.
Well, it's not. If they're that bad, then it shouldn't be a sneak. You should be able to walk into the front door, put your feet up on the couch, and say, "Hey, this is us."
No, but I'm saying Williams does not. I mean, he's not. He ain't nobody afraid. Like he ain't like we playing Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. He's he's okay. You know what I mean?
He's
immensely
talented. I think he has the weapons. I think they'll be a really
defense
by week 5 and on. Well, they're missing major players.
Well, I'm saying so. Then that's all the more reason why we should win the game.
Not by week 5. That player is not going to be out. They're missing their number 1 corner.
The Cowboys play them in week 3. We got the Giants next week. Then we got Chicago.
Chicago?
In Chicago.
Oh, it's a loss. It's a loss for sure. And let me tell you what. Let me say this to you. If the Bears lose to Detroit, because that's who they play next week, you can book it. I will put another guarantee that you guys will lose to them. I guarantee it. If they lose, if Ben Johnson loses that return and revenge game against Detroit, and then they have to play you in Chicago,
they'll take an L. No, it's the L. They'll still get an L. That's all going to make more fodder for Chicago anyway. That's going to just be nice build-up talk, because it's all going to be down on Caleb Williams. And he did not play good last night. He was 10 for 10 in his first pass attempts. But as we know, once those scripted plays are over, now you got to start, figuring things out the rest of the game. Them first 15 plays.
Brian Flores' defense is exceptional.
He has a good
He is an excellent defensive coordinator. And really, he could be a head coach. If Tua wasn't so soft, he would still be the coach of Miami.
All right, but I'm saying, but the Bears still ain't like I mean, you putting them on the level as if they're like Green Bay or Philly or Detroit. Like they not. No, we're not doing that.
Detroit is trash. Detroit is trash.
No, how is Detroit trash?
We're gonna see what happens.
Just they lost that game there don't mean that you don't think Detroit's still gonna have a good season. You don't think they're gonna turn with all the weapons they got? Trust me, they'll figure it out.
We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens without they lost 2. They lost the offensive and defensive coordinator. Because wasn't Glenn the defensive coordinator?
Yeah, Glenn was.
How do teams normally fare when they lose both offensive and defensive coordinator in the same year?
Well, you can ask Scrap. Scrap knows.
How did they do?
They didn't. They did make the playoffs, but they just was bad. They dropped like the 7 of the last 8 games.
Exactly.
They went on a tailspin. Yeah. But there was a lot of other factors with that too. There was a lot of dissension, a lot of stuff. Sirianni, his job. It was a lot of talking going on. They was just dismantled as a team and as a locker room anyway. So it was a lot that went into that. So that was just the issue.
After the Bears, who do you guys play? I want
We
to
got
hear
the
this.
Packers, then we got the Jets, we got the Panthers, then we got.
So the Jets and the Panthers could be W's for both of them, both weeks.
I don't know. I would suspect us losing to the Jets.
Aren't going to
lose to the Bears.
You guys aren't going to focus on Justin Fields' legs, right? You're only going to worry about Breece Hall, right? You're not going to, after seeing what Justin Fields did week 1, you're not going to even pay attention to his legs, right?
Well, I'm saying Justin Fields actually played good with his arm. He was impressive with his arm. It wasn't even his legs.
I understand that. But
when
you play him, you're not going to worry about him running, right?
No, because we beat Justin Fields last year in Pittsburgh. We can beat Justin Fields. Not worry about Justin Fields.
Pittsburgh's makeup is completely different. They don't have the weapons. They didn't have the.
No, you're right, but I mean, I'm just saying. But still, Justin Fields again. I mean, you putting him on like him and Caleb Williams. What are they? The second coming of Roger Staubach? Like, no, bro, they're not that. No, those guys are still average quarterbacks that can still be beat. Now, Breece Hall, yes, you saw how he ran the ball. He was running the ball very effective. So I'm saying, yes, we want to stop the run. We're going to stop Breece Hall.
I just want to be clear on this. You said Caleb Williams is an average quarterback?
D, as of right now, yes, he is. If you're going on his stock in college, just like I keep trying to tell y'all, forget college football. College football means, I don't care if he's a Heisman Trophy winner. I don't care if he was top-notch, number 1 draft pick. Trash. When you get to this level, that's what it's all about. What are you doing at this level? He is garbage. Okay,
this is only his second season.
So what? So a lot of guys perform well in their first season. Joe Burrow was good before he got hurt in his first season. Justin Herbert was good in his first season. Trevor Lawrence even was good in his first season. A lot of guys turn out well in their first season. Heck,
I don't know if Trevor Lawrence was good in his first season. Trevor Lawrence was trash.
They went to the playoffs, if I recall correctly.
And what happened? Didn't they give up a 5-touchdown lead to lose the game?
Well, I listen. Trevor Lawrence don't play defense, so that wasn't on him. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to say. I mean, that wasn't on him when they foiled to the Chargers in that game.
I think he threw a few pick sixes, but that's neither here nor there. We will see. Time will tell if Caleb Williams is just an average quarterback or he's exceptional. Now, granted, you have to go through your reads and then throw it away. He is so used to being the best player on the field that he feels that he can just scramble his way.
Yeah, because he's thinking college.
But he still he showed really good speed. He showed that he could be elusive, and we already know the arm strength. So I wouldn't just chalk it up as the Cowboys are going to go to Chicago and beat them. I wouldn't stamp that as a W.
No, I know, but I still think out of the 6 wins that we'll get, I do think that Chicago, we very well could beat them. Now, if we lose to them, then, we just lose them because Dallas will probably just do something where they'll just lose that game because we're just not that good. We're
finding a trend.
Team.
I'm finding a trend. If they lose, they lose. If Cowboys lose, they did it to themselves, not that a team beat them.
That's not true.
Because you're about to say Cowboys. If they beat us, then the Cowboys did something.
Did you just not say?
No, they lost.
No, but you just also said when Scrap was on the show, you said Dallas almost beat y'all. If it wasn't for the CeeDee Lamb drops and the fumble, Dallas would have beat you. Now all of a sudden, you being duplicitous and changing your whole posture and position now.
I'm not being duplicitous.
I'm not. You're mad lower. I'm not. Yes, you are. You know that's what you're doing. Right, I know. Listen, know good and well, son. We only lost that game to the Eagles. What's shocking is that the game was as close. Now, I'll give you massive credit. I didn't get to really say it when you were talking about it, but I will give you credit. Yes, you called it out with the Cowboy game. You said it was going to be a lot closer than what any of us thought. In fact, nobody had a higher spread in week 1 than the Dallas and Eagles, which was shocking to me. Like, I guess
7.5 points was a lot. Well, it was probably it got fed up to 8.
Yeah.
The point is that what they do in the desert is they use headlines to bend minds, right? They use those headlines. Micah's leaving. The team is gutted and depleted. you still got pro players on that team. And then it didn't help Jalen Carter's situation. It didn't help that realistically nobody expected you guys to have a run game, right? It was a bunch of guys, right? It was just a gaggle of running backs, but nobody serious, right?
Oh, Javon Williams and and
Jalen Blue, who was, a healthy scratch.
He didn't even play.
Exactly. So
yeah.
And those are the things that, they build new wings to the hotels in Vegas on. The fact that people automatically thought that the Eagles were going to mollywop them, and they did.
So in your estimation, it had nothing to do with the game itself or the players, or are you saying that was just part of the conspiracy that they wanted people to bite on that spread?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's not only left up to athletes or jocks to make the decision. I mean, sports gambling is probably $1 trillion industry, but certainly billions, multiple billions.
Yeah,
and I don't think they're leaving it up to, we need Jalen Carter to spit on this person, and it's just too much. We got to see how many backhands Tyreek Hill does to his spouse in order to determine the game. No, it's not based on that. It's bigger than, so much bigger than that. And by the way, shout out to Miami. They are going to implode. They are imploding, and we'll get McDonald back in our building coming up and crafting some more offensive plays. I think by week 6, they're going to have him out of there.
Yeah,
his press conferences, he's talking abstract. If a squirrel crawls up a tree, do you
he sounds like
feed him a nut? Like, what are you talking about? Right? Yeah. So he's on his way out, and they got 15 owners, and I'm sure they're deciding to probably get rid of him. I think they're going to trade away assets. Yeah, Serena Williams, Jennifer Lopez.
They
got a whole bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Ross is the owner. It's
Ross.
fractioned off in so many slices. They're probably like, hey, we gotta. I don't know. I think he probably, if they continue to play, unless they bounce back, they don't get past. He doesn't stay the coach past week 6. I think they move on. They find.
Once y'all see that video I show you, man, it's you gonna. This is some shit out the bloopers, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This joint is hilarious. What their D-back did, yo. It was crazy. My man Watts, he's put that in. He's like, yo, Corey, what is this, bro? Yeah, I gotta send this to y'all right now, man.
Wow.
This joint here is straight stupid, son. I don't know. And Chubb did this. It was Bradley Chubb that actually did that.
Oh, wow.
Chubb. Yeah, they're all pro. They're all pro linemen or running linebacker. Yeah, I sent it to y'all, man. That's the y'all gonna laugh, man. Just that joint. Like, how do you? Yo, I can't even imagine. How do you even confuse that, bro? I wish, oh my gosh, bro. Oh man, yeah. I don't even. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know how I can. I know there's a way. I just don't know the way.
Well, we'll try to maybe prep it for the next show.
We'll do it for another thing. But yeah, but all right. Well, we definitely. What time is y'all game Sunday?
Probably. Oh, if we're playing, who are we playing? Oh, New Orleans. I think it's an early game. Yeah, we're going to New Orleans. Let me see. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, y'all in New Orleans. Yeah, y'all got a 1 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, it's an early game. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
So,
Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got a week schedule.
Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about our week schedule.
It's all good. But I'm definitely
just try to beat the Giants. Because if Neighbors balls out on you guys and Tyrone Tracy runs all over you guys, hey, listen, don't let Tyrone Tracy get 2 rushing touchdowns.
Let's keep doing that. Let me tell you something. Now, again, I miss Micah. But old boy that came in, when he was on the field, the Eagles only rushed for 2.3 yards. He had an amazing game, bro. He had a high. He was rated really high by PFF. Him and Dak had the highest ratings for that game. He rocked. Clark did his thing. He definitely.
Now you like him.
Huh?
Now you like him.
No. I don't. I mean, no.
Because I remember when
Donald, do you know how hard it was for me to watch that Green Bay game, bro? To see Micah come out there like that, man. Like, yo, you have no idea, bro. You have no idea, man. My heart broke.
Did you cry? Please tell it. Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but I was definitely like real full. You know, as they say, like, you know, emotions was
Melancholy, right?
It was melancholy. Yeah, there you go. Melancholy. I was melancholy. Yeah.
Wow.
I was hurt, D. I was hurt. Just imagine if Fred Warner was just snatched right from the Niners and just traded. And then he, you know, and he's in Detroit.
No.
How would you feel, D?
Snatched. Let's not make it snatched.
Well, that's how I felt.
If Fred Warner played and deserved the contract, don't make it like
you don't think Fred
Jeepers
Warner
Creepers. Don't Jeepers Creepers this. No. Nobody's came and snatched him. You had an opportunity to pay the man what he deserved.
Well, not snatched. I see your point. Not snatched, but I'm saying, but for Jerry to ship him off like that, it's hurt.
Come to find out that decision was made a week before that trade was done. They already
yeah, it was.
He already made a decision.
But they was already talking to teams. Once Mulugeta, and Jerry said it today. He was talking on the radio. You know, he comes on every Tuesday. He said it. He said, you know, once he was starting where I had already ended, and he wanted to start at that number, then that was it. You know, and he said they already started talking to other teams, just getting a feel. And teams
Eagles offered them.
And he did verify that the Eagles called. The Eagles did
offer them. Did you see what they offered him? They offered.
He said there was no counter offer. He said he didn't care what they would have offered. He would have never traded Micah to the Eagles.
Now, can I just say one thing?
Mm-hmm.
The problem still goes back to Jerry Jones, because once you start letting all these other players ahead of Micah get paid, of course, who's going to take less? Nobody's going to take less. When you see. What's the guy in Cleveland?
The quarterback?
No, Garrett. You see Garrett get paid. You see,
Garrett,
Bosa.
There's
no way you're taking less money. And so, really, for what he is to the Cowboys on the defensive side, $40 million is an insult, especially when someone's offering you 47, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I totally agree, but that's every other team can do that. Your team does it. The Eagles do it. Rams did it, and people thought the Rams would never be competitive after they won that Super Bowl. They're gonna be in the dump for years, and they're still, for all intents and purposes, a very competitive team. Because you know why? Everybody else knows how to manage their cap, but Dallas. Okay, Trust me. If we had John Lynch in Dallas, he would have found a way to pay Micah, Dak, CD, everybody, and got everybody under cap, and still with some money to spare, because he knows he would have signed them earlier. Micah Parsons was supposed to get signed the minute Bosa got signed.
Yep.
That was when he was supposed to get signed, right after Bosa got his money. That $34 million a year he got, that's when he was supposed to get his.
Yep.
And you didn't do it.
Yeah, just think about that. He's getting paid from another team upwards of $11 million more than what or $13 million more a year than he would have if you had signed him sooner. So all of that kicking the can doesn't work, and it definitely doesn't work in Dallas.
Well, Jerry doesn't care, Donald. You said it last week. You got to remember, he doesn't care about that. Yeah, he doesn't care. But that's your boy now, man. You told about you liking him now, man.
I like the
documentary. You still been watching?
I finished the documentary. I'm impressed with him as a businessman and understanding Jerry Jones, the way he views the Cowboys as a business. He did mission accomplished. He had really innovated the NFL, right? Yeah, that whole CBS and Fox situation. Yeah. The NFL is not as marketable as it is today without Jerry Jones.
Absolutely.
Unequivocally, he revolutionized how the NFL and the ability to make money, the licensing, all of that stuff. Yeah. I got to give him credit for it. So, I mean, from a business standpoint now, as a fan, the fandom part, he doesn't care about. He looks at the Cowboys as a commodity, a business, an asset. And as long as you align with that, you can't because you have heart ties, right? you have soul ties to the Cowboys, so you can't really do it. You have soul
Right.
ties, so you can't do it. But me as a onlooker in the Cowboys, the way they conduct business, he's a brilliant businessman.
No,
And
he is,
so
but
the
that's
way
what
he runs it like a business.
Well,
So
that's the
he
problem.
stays profitable. He
Yeah.
stays relevant. Check. Just doesn't equate to wins and Super Bowls. He really don't care about that at the end of the day. Now it impacts the fans because the fans, they rather, I don't care if we're, marketable and all that other stuff. I would rather us win Super Bowls.
Exactly.
The priorities are not the same. Your priority and Jerry Jones' priority is not the same.
Right. But that's why, for the first time in the years I've been a Cowboy fan since 77, and even understanding more of the team in the early 80s, as I got older, this is debilitating for me. This is the first time I'm actually very apathetic towards the Cowboys. Like, I really don't care anymore. Like that what he did with Micah really just solidified all of what you just said. What you just said was eloquently stated. It surmises the Jerry Jones persona, the man who he is. And I blame his father, too.
Father seems like he was a brilliant businessman. And his father told him, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but marketing is more important than anything. And that's what he lives by that. But he doesn't care. There is no such thing as bad publicity with Jerry Jones.
No, not at all.
Even this boneheaded decision, he knows that each loss, the camera's still going to be on him.
Yeah, there you go.
And it brings attention to the Cowboys. Love it or hate it, he what does he care, right? So, I mean.
No, he doesn't. But see, if I wish he was a businessman doing business with other ventures like other owners do. A lot of owners don't they don't see their team as their bread and butter, though obviously it is to some degree, but they take that interest of business that they have that allowed them to get to the place to even buy an NFL team, right? They take that business mind and they do other billionaire things, not use the team to do that. I just wish Jerry was a billionaire in other things. That's all.
Jasmine, you're absolutely right. If Jerry Jones would have traded Micah to Philly for money, Cowboys would have burned the stadium down. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. What? I don't care if they gave him.
They would have burned Jerry Jones down. They would have found. They would have found. He would have had to have a security detail like nobody's business.
Fact.
And Rod would probably be in Dallas somewhere on.
Oh yeah. I would be like, yo, D, take care of my family here. I'll give you all the paperwork, all my stuff. Say just make sure they're good. Just draw this annuity off that. Take care of my kids, my wife. Just make sure, just here's all my stuff, D, because I'm going to jail, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Going to jail now.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. So I think. I think from a standpoint, it's all business with Jerry. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's all business, man. It's all business. And that's the bad part. It's all business. And that's just what you wish it just wasn't about business. It was just more about winning. And you saw what happened. And we haven't won since Jimmy left that building. And we won in spite of Switzer. Now
I'm interested in this, and today we won't get into it, but I do want to talk a little bit more about the documentary and what you think about Barry Switzer, because there are some endearing, because when you talk, he was, I think his relationship with Haley was really important, more important, and I think that Super Bowl doesn't happen if he doesn't wrap his arms around Haley the way he did. They say that he was approachable to the degree. Him and Jimmy Johnson were polar opposites. Their coaching style, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
It seems like Switzer was
that's why Troy hated him.
He hated him. Play hard, party harder, right?
Right.
Of course, Johnson was someone who would kind of grind people to powder. He was tough on them. And they produced. But you can't say that one worked and one didn't. Now, I think the biggest thing was Troy Aikman not buying into Barry Switzer at all, of course, hurt the team. Of course, Michael Irvin's situation, from his own admission, based on that whole hotel situation, the Marion Barry situation. They caught Michael Irvin with the whole Marion Barry okie doke. It's a great documentary, guys. I know people don't like the Cowboys. If you don't like the Cowboys, you don't like it. But it is so much more than just football.
It was well done. It was well done.
It's a good. It
is.
I don't think it's as good as The Last Dance, but it's up there. It's
not. It's
real
not. But
it's sports documentaries.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
It's top five.
Yeah.
I'll say this lastly, though. I will say this about the Barry Switzer thing. Here's the problem, though, with Barry and every coach that has succeeded, Jimmy Johnson. When you lost Jimmy, you lost the power and the ability to replenish, because Jimmy knew how to draft. That's not what we had anymore. So Barry, Jerry for sure, who's not a GM, can't. They didn't have the ability to replenish. So when these guys were getting old and starting to break down, and Troy with the concussions, and then of course Michael gets hurt. Guys, we lost a lot of guys. A lot of those guys from the first two Super Bowl teams, and even the championship game in '94 we played y'all. A lot of those guys we were never able to replenish. So from your Ken Nortons, and we lost, from your Darren Smith, Dixon Edwards, your Jimmy Jones, your Tony Tolberts, your Kevin Smiths, your James Washingtons. Only guy that still stuck around, and even he didn't even get at some point when he left, was even Darren Woodson. I'm talking about these guys on the defensive side, but then the front line, Tuane, God rest the dead. He ended up leaving. Mark Stepnowski, Kevin Gogan, John Giesick, Eric Williams, as you saw, and he was never the same player after that car accident. But he was one of the best. In fact, he made his name because in that playoff game against Philly, he actually shut down Reggie White, and he was a young, left tackle at the time. And they talked about how's he going to handle Reggie White, and he actually handled. That's how he kind of came into stardom, because of that game. And then he ended up, getting the notoriety and became a, Pro Bowl, All-Pro player. But a lot of those guys on the line, and then of course Larry Allen, who we had, but he was only there for the third Super Bowl. And then he too is, he passed away too. But Larry Allen, all-time great left guard, he was there for the Super Bowl against the Steelers. But we never was able to replace those guys. That's what we lost with Jimmy. Jimmy knew how to replace guys. He would have known how to draft better players and kept the Cowboys, still relevant. But Jerry didn't know how to do it. Not till Will McClay got there in the 2000s. I think after the Parcells era. And we got Will McClay in there, and then he was able to draft better players, as we went along. Remember, we had guys like Sean Payton in the building, and quite a few good coaches that came from the Parcells tree was in that building with Dallas for those 3 years. 3 straight years at 5-11 with Dave Campbell as our different. And that's another thing, we couldn't replace our coordinators either. We lost North Turner, we lost Ernie Zampese, we lost Dave Weinstein. He was a great defensive coordinator with Dallas. He actually took the head coach job with Chicago, but he was bad. He was bad. Most how these OCs and DCs, they're not good coaches. Yeah, but I'm it brought back memories. Indeed, that's all I have. I really enjoyed the documentary, man, because I literally cried. Like when they showed the Emmitt Smith thing, and how Emmitt said, I thought it was going to be Moose making that block. I thought I was going to get that. I am from, man. I was welled up, man. I was welled up. I really was, man. I was, man. Those are some good years, man. One little fun fact though, I did break my closet door when against the '94 championship against you guys, right? Troy throws the interception. We down 7-9. When Michael Irvin fumbled that catch, bro, when he fumbled on that slant, and Merton Hanks picks up, he did. I took my chair and I threw the chair D into my closet door, bro, and broke a major hole. My mom was like, "Yo, what the hell is wrong with you?" He was like, "What is wrong with you? What are you doing?" Yeah, it was crazy, D. Yeah, I went berserk in that game.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was a good game. You ever watch that game? Go back on YouTube, look at that. I mean, the whole game. It was a good game, man. Michael Irvin and Dion was going at it, man. Michael Irvin, he still holds the record for the most catches and yards in an NFC Championship game, man. He had 198 yards receiving in that game. Michael went off. Yeah, he did. He had 12 catches for 198, and some of that was on Dion. You know what I'm saying? It was going back and forth. It was good stuff. That was a good game.
Yeah.
And, but anyway, D. Well, sir, that's it, man. I'm still 0-1 at the end of the day. So maybe I'll go back and documentary. You kind of got me hyped now. Maybe I could go back and look at that. Yeah, it's good old days, D. That was the good old days, man. So I say, man, enjoy, man. Enjoy. I just understand when I'm bloviated like this, D, it's all pain, man. Since the show started, man, 3 years ago, this is all pain. And you got a chance to see it now. You got a chance from the documentary, man. You know what I mean? Now you're like, man, I understand what Rod. Okay, I get this whole cowboy thing a little bit now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can dig it. Okay. And that's why they pull on their glory from them yesteryear so much. Okay, I get it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's all flesh. It's all flesh.
Right.
Yeah, man.
All flesh.
All right. So what do we do? Thursday?
Right, well, yeah, let's go for Thursday. We'll be previewing week 2's games. We have some really exciting games coming up. Yeah, and Rod, Scrap, and myself will be back to discuss, and we'll preview some of the games. We'll give our score predictions. Once again, we want to thank everyone who jumped on. Jasmine, Rosie, Scrap, everyone who had comments. If I didn't say your name, we definitely appreciate it. Thanks for hanging with us.
Briggs was in there earlier.
Briggs, thank you. Yes. Bang, bang, and we'll be all right. But until next time, everybody, we appreciate you. Peace.
Peace.